2,000 years ago, as the echoes of ancient empires faded, a new light began to rise across the Indian subcontinent, a light that would illuminate art, science, and human thought for centuries to come. This was the dawn of the Gupta Empire, the golden age of India. After the mighty Mauryan Empire had crumbled, India fell into centuries of division. Small kingdoms rose and fell, and the unity of the land seemed lost. But around 320 CE, a ruler from Magadha, Chandragupta I, began to weave these fragments back together. He was not the Mauryan founder of the same name, but he shared his spirit. Through clever alliances and strategic marriages, Chandragupta I built the foundations of an empire that would soon dominate northern India. When he took the title Maharajadhiraja, King of Kings, a new era began. His son, Samudragupta, turned ambition into empire. Ancient inscriptions call him the Napoleon of India. He was a conqueror and a poet, fierce on the battlefield, graceful in verse. From the Himalayas to the southern plains, he crushed his rivals, yet often spared them, allowing defeated kings to rule as Gupta allies. He ruled not by fear, but by brilliance. Under Chandragupta II, known as Vikramaditya, the Gupta Empire reached its golden peak. Trade routes stretched from India to the Roman world to China and the islands of Southeast Asia. Ships carried spices, silk, and precious stones, while caravans crossed deserts laden with gold and ivory. In his court gathered the Navaratnas, the 9 jewels of wisdom, poets, scholars, and scientists who made his reign legendary. Among them was Kalidasa, the greatest Sanskrit poet, whose plays and epics captured love, beauty, and the human spirit, and Aryabhata, the astronomer who declared that the Earth spins on its axis and calculated the value of pi, centuries before Europe rediscovered it. Temples rose in exquisite stone, like the Dashavatara temple at Deoghar, blending devotion and geometry. Sculptors gave divine form to gods and goddesses with calm faces and flowing grace, art that embodied both power and peace. This new style, the Gupta style, became the model for Indian art for centuries. But beyond the palaces and temples, what was life like for the people? In the villages along the Ganges, life flowed with rhythm and simplicity. Farmers worked fertile fields, while artisans carved, spun, and forged goods that filled bustling city markets. Cities like Pataliputra, Ujjain, and Mathura thrived with trade and culture. Markets overflowed with color, spices, fabrics, jewels, and laughter. Merchants from distant lands, Persia, China, and even Rome, traded with the Guptas, carrying stories of India's prosperity across the world. Religion thrived, but not through war. Hinduism flourished, yet Buddhism and Jainism remained respected. Temples, monasteries, and stupas stood side by side, proof of a civilization confident in its diversity. This was also the time when the Mahabharata and Ramayana took their final forms, shaping Indian faith and values forever. Education was sacred. At Nalanda University, one of the world's first great centers of learning, thousands of students studied astronomy, medicine, mathematics, and philosophy. It was here that the seeds of modern science were planted. The concept of zero, the decimal system, and even early surgical instruments. Society was orderly, guided by Dharma, the moral law that bound everyone together. Men and women both contributed to intellectual and artistic life, though roles often followed traditional patterns. Queens advised kings, poets found patronage, and scholars debated beneath banyan trees. Evenings came alive with music, recitations, and festivals. Children learned sacred verses, families offered prayers, and oil lamps flickered across riverbanks as chants rose to the night sky. It was a civilization at peace, elegant, disciplined, and curious. But no golden age lasts forever. By the late 5th century, the empire faced storms from the north. The Huns invaded, shattering the Gupta heartland. Trade declined, local rulers broke away, and by the mid-6th century, the once great Gupta Empire faded into memory. Yet their light never truly went out. The Guptas left India not just with monuments and kings, but with an idea that civilization is measured not by conquest but by creativity. Their art, science, and philosophy became the heartbeat of Indian culture for centuries. Even today, when we speak of India's golden age, it is the Guptas we remember, the rulers who turned peace into prosperity, knowledge into power, and faith into beauty. This was the Gupta Empire where India shone brightest.